Okay, question one. Okay, guys, to find the shaded figure, right? A lot of people will just go straight into finding the area of these two triangles. You see, traced out by my pencil. This big triangle here, and this smaller triangle. But if we want to calculate the shaded triangle directly, right, we face a problem because this base here, okay, we don't know what is this length because it extends out um, to like half of a square, but we don't know whether is it half. So we can't do it this way. What we can do, right, is that guys, can we see that we can actually calculate the area of the unshaded triangle. Okay, so there's this unshaded triangle here, and the base and the height are very obvious. Okay, and we have another triangle here, and we have three squares followed by another small triangle here. Okay, you can see that the base and the heights are all very distinctive, as in they can be seen very easily. Okay, so what we need to do, right, is that we find the total area. Total area will be 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 times 6, 36 square centimeter. Now I will find the unshaded. Okay guys, unshaded, please follow through with me. I have this three squares, so that will be 3 times 1, okay, because length times breadth. Then after that, we want to find the second one, will be this small triangle, so that will be half times 3 times 1, okay, because the base is 3 and then the height is 1. Then next, we can do a half times 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5, half times 3 times 5, and then we can plus another 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3. Okay, so half times 3 times 6. Okay, so you can use our calculator to work this all out. Okay, and we will get let me just calculate. We get 21 here. Okay, so to find the shaded, right, we just need to take the total minus the unshaded. So 36 minus 21, I'll get 15 square centimeter. Okay, so that's the answer. It's a bit tedious, but that's the only way for us to get the answer correctly. Okay, question 2. Figure ABCDE is made up of a square and a triangle. So the square has sides of 40 meters. So this is 40, this is 40, this is 40, this is 40. Okay, and we have AE is 13, AF is 12, and we have AB is 37. So what is the area of the figure ABCDE? So what we need is just the area of the square. That will be 40 times 40, 1600 meter square. And we need to find the area of this triangle on top. So this triangle, it will be half times 40 times 12. That will give us 240 meter square. Okay, so we just need to add these two together. 160 plus 1600 plus 240, I have 1840 meter square. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, for question 3, right, there are 235 pupils in room A and 567 pupils in room B. A teacher transferred some pupils from room B to room A so that both rooms have the same number of pupils. So how many pupils were there in each room after the transfer? Guys, I told you already, you see, when I have a transfer, when A gives to B or B gives to A, right? No matter how many times you transfer, no matter how many children you bring over, there is one thing that is always remaining constant. That will be the total. The total will be constant, okay? Because no matter how much you give from A to B or B to A, right? The total, when you add A and B together, it will still be the same. Okay, so this is a question on total, constant total. Okay, so what is the total number of pupils? It is 2, 3, 5 plus 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 2, 3, 5 plus 5, 6, 7. I have 802. So at the end, right, guys, both rooms have the same number of pupils. So how many pupils were there in each room after the transfer? So it's just 802 divided by 2. You have 401. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, question 4. Janice is 11 years old. Janice's sister is 5 years older than her. So in how many years time will their total age be 35 years old? Alright guys, let's draw a model. So now Janice is 11 years old and her sister will be 5 years older than her, right? So this will be 11 plus another 5. Actually that will be 16. So now, in how many years time will their total be 35? So now this is Janice's sister. So if Janice's age is this, right? Okay, so this is 11. So this is Janice's sister's age. Okay, so this is 11, this is 5. Okay, so this is the number of years, no? Because we add this unknown number of years to Janice's current age of 11. Okay, so this is the age in don't know how many years time. So what is this? If let's say the total is now 35. Okay guys, very simple. These two are the same units. So 2 units equals to 35 minus 11 minus 11 minus 5. Okay, so what do we have is that we have 8. So 1 unit equals to 4. So this is 4, this is also 4. So in 4 years time, their total age will be 35. Okay, so this is the answer, 4 years. Okay guys, question 5. So I have a times 5 over 6 equals to b. So we know that b is an improper fraction greater than 1. Okay, so we know that b is greater than 1. Okay, so we write down bigger than 1. Okay, so you know 5 over 6 is lesser, right? Lesser than 1 because it's a proper fraction. Okay, so now if I say that a is a proper fraction, okay guys, this will be not this will be false. Okay, you think about it. If a is less than 1 and 5 over 6 is also less than 1, so when you take two numbers that are both less than 1, you times them together, it's impossible for you to get something that is more than 1. Okay, don't believe you can just take out your calculator and then you can just try. You see 0.9 times 0.9, you will never get anything more than 1. You can try for any number that is less than 1, you times by another number that is less than 1, you will never get a number that is more than 1. Okay, so this is not true. If a is a proper fraction, okay, then you will never get b that is an improper fraction. Okay, so now if you tell me, if you look at this, right, b is smaller than a. Okay, so guys, you see if let's say this is 5 over 6, right? A times 5 over 6 gives you b, right? Okay, basically you can see as like a is actually 6 units, b is 5 units. Okay, and if you look at it this way, right guys, a has to be bigger than b, because a, you times a smaller number you get b, so a must be a bigger number. Okay, so b is smaller than a. This is actually true. Okay, because a is bigger than b. Okay, question 6. Ravi has some marbles. If he gives 7 marbles to each of his friends, he will have 4 marbles left. If he gives each of his friends 9 marbles, he will need another 2 more marbles. So how many marbles does he have? Guys, for this question, right, I think we should have done something similar in P3 and P4, especially P4. So this is a multiple question, common multiple. Okay, so if he can give 7 to each of his friends, right? Okay, depends on the number of friends that he have. It can be 7, it can be 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. So guys, all these are actually multiple of 7s. It depends on how many friends he has. And he will have 4 marbles left. So the actual number of marbles that he left, right, you have to plus 4 because you have to add in this 4 remainder. So it will be 11, 17, 25, 32, 39, 46, or 53. Okay, so these are the possible numbers of marble that Robbie has. Okay, now let's look at the second scenario. If he give each of his friends 9 marbles, okay, so it should be 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and 54. He will need another 2 more marbles. So that means it's short of 2. So what you do is that you minus 2. So it could be 7, it could be 16, 25, 34, 43, or 51. So these are the possible numbers that Robbie has. So if you look at the top and the bottom, right, can you see that 25 appears in both possible answers? So the answer, it has to be 25. Okay, so for such question, please list it out and then find the common number. Question 7. Siti, Mary, and Jay had some stickers. Siti had 3 times as many stickers as Jay. Siti had 22 more stickers than Mary. Mary and Jay had 58 stickers altogether. So how many stickers did Siti have? Okay guys, let's just draw out the model. Siti has 3 times as many stickers as Jay, right? So Siti, I will draw 3 units. Jay, I will draw 1 unit. Okay, so this is Siti, 3 units. J, 1 unit. So Siti had 22 more stickers than Mary. Okay, so Mary, if I were to draw it here, right, Mary will be 22 short of Siti. So it should be something like this. Okay, so I know that Mary and Jay had 58 stickers altogether. So this to add up is 58. So guys, can you all see that J is 1 unit? Mary, I do not know at all. But I know that if I add 22 to Mary, that will be 3 units. Because you add 22 here, right? You can see that Mary would have the same as Siti. That will be 3 units. So I know that 1, 2, 3, 4 units is just 58 plus 22, because the currently J and Mary is 58. If I plus in another 22, that will make 4 units. Okay, so 4 units will be 80. 1 unit will be 80 divided by 4, 20. Okay, so Siti has 3 units, so 3 units will be 3 times 20. I will get 60. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, question 8. There are 3 boxes of books. There are 4 times as many books in box B than in box A. So box B, I will have 4 units. Box A will be 1 unit. There are 138 more books in box C than in box B. The number of books in box A is 1/12 the total number of books in the 3 boxes. So how many books are there in box C? Okay guys, I think what we can do is that we can draw the model. Okay, so if I can draw A and B first. So A is 1 unit, right? So B will be 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and there are 138 more books in C than in B. So C is even longer. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 138. Okay. So guys, can you all see that the number of books in box A is 1/12 the total number of books in the 3 boxes. So A is actually 1 unit. So just nice, A is 1 unit, and the total number of books should be 12 units. So please take notes. Down here, you have 12 units. So altogether here, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but I have total of 12 units here. So 12 minus 9, I have 3 units. So these 3 units must be 138. Okay, so everything will make sense now. 138 equals to 3 units. So 1 unit will be 138 divided by 3. I should have 46. Okay, so how many books are there in box C? So box C, you have 4 units, right? So 4 units will be 4 times 46. 184. And 184 plus 138. Okay, now we can get the answer. 322. Okay, so that's the answer. Question 9. Anna, Bernice, and Cindy shared some stickers in the ratio of 5:4:7. So Anna and Bernice had 81 stickers altogether. So it's this 5, right? It tells you that it is 5 units. So this 4 goes to Bernice. Bernice is 4 units. And this 7 goes to Cindy. Cindy is 7 units. Okay, so if Anna and Bernice had 81 stickers altogether, so this 5 units plus 4 units, it will give us 9 units. So 9 units equals to 81, right? Okay, so 1 unit will be 81 divided by 9. That will be 9. So how many units do they have all together? 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals to 16. So 16 units will be just 16 times 9. I have 144. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, question 10. The figure below shows a rectangular piece of paper ACDE with an area of 744 square centimeter. Okay, so this whole thing is 744. It is folded along the line EB. So what is the area of the shaded figure? Okay guys, can you see that when you fold in one triangle, right? When you unfold it, okay, this triangle and this triangle, they are the same. Am I right? So to find the area of this shaded figure, right, what we need to find is that this shaded is just we take the total minus the unshaded. And how to find the total? The total is 744 given here. How to find the unshaded? Guys, the unshaded, can you see that it is actually half times 24 times 5? Because this is a triangle. The base is 24, the height is 5. And they are 2, right? So please remember to times 2 here. Okay? So if you work this out, it will be 744 minus 120. Okay, 744 minus 120. You will get 624 square centimeter. Okay. Okay, question 11. Tom and Zach each had an equal amount of money. Every day, Tom spent $16 and Zach spent $28. Okay, so let's do this. So Tom, this is Tom, this is Zach. Tom spent 16. Zach will spend 28. So guys, what can we say is that Tom will save 16 more than Zach each day. Am I right? Because Tom spent only 16, Zach spent 28. So Tom spent $16 fewer. So this $16, right, it can be considered as Tom's saving. Okay, so the next day, this is day 1. Day 1. Day 2, Tom will also spend 16, Zach will be 28. Then day 3, 4, 5, 6 until I don't know day what. Okay, by then it's still Tom has 16, Zach has 28. So after this number of days, right, you find that Zach has $0 left, but Tom will still have $240 left. Guys, this $240 left, right, is because Tom saved or spent $16 less every day. Okay, so how many days are there? we just need to take 240 divided by 16. Sorry, not 16. Guys, I made a mistake here. Tom spent $16. So it should be 28 minus 16, $12. Okay, so Tom actually save or spend $12 lesser, okay, every day. Okay, so this $240, right, actually it comes from the $12 that Tom save up every day. Okay, so what we do is that we take 240 divided by 12. They are all together 20 days. So 20 days, right, how much money did each of them have at first? So I can just take 20 times 28 because Zach spent all his money. After day 20, right, he has no more money. So the amount of money that he has, it should be 20 times 28. I get 560. Question 12. Priscilla bought some files and erasers for $16. She bought 6 more erasers than files. A file cost 80 cents and an eraser cost 50 cents. How many files did Priscilla buy? Okay guys, this question is not so straightforward. Okay, so what you can say is that you do not know how many files and how many erasers Priscilla bought. Okay, so the type of model that we draw here, right, is something like the dot 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 model. Okay, so I just tell you what do I mean by dot dot dot. So what I can say is that for every file that she bought, she has an eraser. Okay, for every file that she bought, she has an eraser. Then we dot 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 dot. I do not know how many files she bought. I don't know how many erasers she bought. But after the last file that she bought, right, she still has another 6 more erasers. Okay, because down here it says 6 more erasers than file. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 erasers, and all together they cost $16. Okay, so guys, this side of the model, right, can you see there are 6 erasers and each erasers cost 50 cents. So that will be 6 times 50 cents. I have $3. So for this side, right, how much does it cost? $16 minus $3, I have $13. Guys, $13 is contributed by each group of, can you see that on the left side, right, I can actually pair up the erasers and the file together. It actually form one set. So one set of this, right, it costs 80 cents plus 50 cents. It costs $1.30. Okay, so total cost on the left side is $13. So one set of file and eraser costs $1.30. So how many sets are there? So $13 divided by 130, I have 10 sets or 10 groups. Okay, so how many files did Priscilla buy? So there's one file in one set. So for A, it should be 10 files. For B, right, guys, down here there's 10 erasers because there's 10 sets. Then you plus another 6 on the right side, you have 16 erasers. So 16 times 50 cents, I have $8. So she paid $8 for all the erasers that she bought. Okay, question 13. Mrs. Lim bought 10 liters of milk. She drank 5/8 liters of it, and she used 1/3 of the remaining milk to make yogurt. Okay guys, can you please take note, if I have 10 liters and a fraction, fraction guys, is very tricky. Okay, when you see a fraction with the unit behind, 5/8 liter, so what we do, comparing these two, right guys, what we need to do is just minus. Okay, so guys, then you look at this part, is another fraction. So it's a fraction, 1/3 of the remaining. Guys, when you have something like this, right, fraction of something, you need to multiply before you can minus off. Okay, let me just show you how is it done. Okay, so for question 13, how how much milk was left after Mrs. Lim drank some of it? So for part A, right, after she drank, can you see it's liter and liter? So we can just do 10 minus 5 over 8. I can straight away get 9 and 3 over 8 liters. Okay, so that's already the answer. Okay, so next, how much milk was left in the end? So can you see that she used 1/3 of the remaining? So how much did she use? We have to times, right? I said multiply. So we find out how much did she use for the yogurt. So that will be 1 over 3 times 9 and 3 over 8. Guys, don't worry, okay, you might think that, wow, this fraction is very difficult to multiply, but it's paper 2. So you can use your calculator. So 1 over 3 times 9 and 3 over 8, okay, you will get 3 and 1 over 8. So how much milk was left in the end? You can just take 9 and 3 over 8 minus 3 and 1 over 8. And the answer will be very straightforward. It's actually 6 and 1 over 6 and 1 over 4 liter. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, question 14. Mrs. Chong had some flour. She used 1/5 of it to bake a cake and 2 over 7 of it to make a pizza. She then gave her neighbor 950 gram of flour and she was left with 850 gram of flour. So how much flour did Mrs. Chong use to make a pizza? So give your answer in kilogram. Alright guys, can you see that this is a fraction of something and this is a fraction of the same object because it refers to the total amount of flour that Mrs. Chong has. So guys, this is a question that belongs to this category, fraction of the same object. So for fraction of the same object, right guys, there's one simple way to solve it. Change to the same denominator. Okay, so how to change to the same denominator? I have the cake having a fraction of 1/5 and I have the pizza having a fraction of 2 over 7. Change this to the same denominator, guys. 5 and 7, the lowest common multiple is 35. So times 7 times 5, I will have 7 over 35. Okay, and I have 10 over 35. So guys, what do I mean? It means total number of units, it will be 35 units. Cake is 7 units. Pizza is 10 units. So guys, what's the remaining? The remaining, it will be 35 minus 7 minus 10. I have 18 units. And guys, for the remaining flour, right, she gave 950 to her neighbor and she's left with 850. Correct, right? So 18 units is actually 950 plus 850. So that will give us 1800. Okay, so if I have 1800, right, 1 unit will be just 1800 divided by 18. It will be 100 gram. So how many kg did she use to make the pizza? So pizza is 10 units. So it should be 10 times 1000. That will be 1000 gram. And this equals to 1 kg. Because the question wants us to express in kg. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, question 15. There were some spectators watching a tennis match. So 3/4 of them were men and women, and 5 over 6 of them were men and children, and 63 spectators were men. So guys, can you see that this is the same? It's a fraction of the same object. 5/6 of them, 3/4 of them. So what we need to do, we have to change the denominator to the same value. Okay, so what we can do here is that men plus women is 3 over 4. So men plus children, it will be 5 over 6. So 4 and 6, the lowest common multiple is 12. So we times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So I have 9 over 12 and I have 10 over 12. Okay, so guys, what do I mean, right? Is that total, it will be 12 units. So if the men plus the women is 9 units, right? So children will be just 12 minus 9. Children will be 3 units. Okay, and the women will be 12 minus 10 because men and children is 10. So women is 2 units. That means the men, right? It will be 12 minus 3 minus 2. That will give us 7 units. Okay, it's very straightforward. So the fraction of spectators that were men, right? It will be 7 over 12. Okay. So next part of the question, right? How many spectators were there at the tennis match? So 63 spectators were men. So men is 7 units, right? So 7 units equals to 63. 1 unit will be 63 divided by 7, 9. So altogether there are 12 units. So 12 times 9. That will give us 108. Okay, and that's the answer. Okay, question 16. Zen spent $255 on a bag and a belt. So she wanted to buy another similar bag with the remaining money but was short of $30. So in the end, she bought another similar belt and had $15 left in the end. So guys, this is a very typical kind of question that will come out in P5 and PSLE. Okay, so the key thing, right, guys, is that you have to write down Zen and you have to just draw this extra model here. So this is the amount of money that Zen has up to this point. Okay, and you know that Zen, she bought a bag and a belt. Okay, so this is a bag and a belt. So this is the bag, this is the belt. Okay, and if she wants to buy another bag, right? Okay, so from here we will draw another bag. Okay, she would be short because this is what she has, right? This is the money that she has, right? This line, okay, very important line. So her money runs up to this line. So if she wants to buy a bag, this bag will stretch beyond what she has. So she's short of $30. So this will be $30. Okay, given that this is a bag. Okay, but if she buy a similar belt, right? She will have enough money and she's still left with $15. Okay, so guys, can you see something here? So we can answer part A. How much more did the bag cost than the belt? Can you see that the bag is 30 plus 15 more than the belt? Okay, so what we can do here is that it should be 15 plus 30. That will give us $45. Okay, so the bag is actually $45 more than the belt. Okay, so how much did the belt cost? Okay, so what I can do here, right? Okay, this belt, sorry, this bag, right? I can change it because bag is actually belt plus 45. So I can change this bag to actually belt plus 45, correct? This is actually a bag. So now this whole thing is 255, right? So I can say that 2 belt equals to 255 minus 45. Okay, you see 255 take away 45, I have 2 belts. So that will be 210. So 1 belt will be 210 divided by 2. That will be $105. Okay, so if you have only $105 here, right? Okay, that will be the cost of the belt. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, a tailor spent 5 over 9 of her money to buy 90 red buttons. Okay, so basically 5 units will be the red buttons and the total of her money will be 9 units. So she spent 7 over 12 of the remaining money to buy blue buttons. Okay guys, this is a layering method. Okay, so draw the layering model. So altogether I have 9 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the red buttons. Okay, so this is the remaining, right? So this remaining, right, can you see that I divide into 12? So if I were to divide this into 12, basically I divide each unit here into 3 lor. That's why I can make them the same unit size, you can become 12. Okay, and of course this will become 3 units in all. And 7 over 12 of the remaining money is used to buy blue buttons. So you look at this 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 of them. So 7 of them is used to buy blue buttons. Okay, and she had another $150 left, right? So what I can say is that 5 units is $150. So 1 unit will be 150 divided by 5, $30. Okay, so what is the cost of all the red buttons? Red buttons will be 15 units, right? So 15 units will be 30 times 15. I have $450. Okay, so this $450 is equivalent to 90 red buttons. So 1 red button, isn't it 450 divided by 90? That will give us $5. Okay, and for B, right? Okay, this is the A answer. So for B, what is the cost of 1 blue buttons? A red costs twice as much as a blue. So for the blue, right, isn't it just taking 5 divided by 2? I have $2.50. Okay, that's the answer.